RBIs, including a 2-run shot in the 7th to provide the insurance in a 5-2 win. What will Bryce do for an encore in the season finale with Miami?
What a great week it's been for baseball weather. A little cloudy today. Maybe the outfielders will like that. Marlins and the Nats. Finale of a 4-game series. Washington trying to win the series. Take 3 out of 4 and hope CC Sabathia can shut down Matt Harvey and the Mets. That's the night game here on Sunday. So Bob and FP, keep taking care of business. That's what the ball club's doing. And some fresh blood and excitement in the lineup today. Michael Taylor is going to lead off. Trey Turner is in there.
Yeah, good to see those guys in the lineup. Good to see Trey Turner in the lineup. But as far as the season goes, you have 77 wins. Usually 90 wins is a benchmark to get to the playoffs. So however they can win 13 of 16, they got to find a way to do it. But it starts today with winning 1 baseball game.
And against the Marlins, who've been tough on the Nats this year. It's been a really hard-fought season series, 9-9. The Nats are 6-3 against them here. But the runs, the extra base hits, just about identical. Nats not hitting as high as the Marlins, but they do more damage with the home runs. And maybe they don't have to score a lot if Steven Strasburg keeps doing what he's done. His last 2 starts, he's been amazing. 27 strikeouts in 15 innings.
Yeah, and his last start was all about the changeup. He threw the changeup higher percentage than he has almost all season long. There was a couple of times where he threw it more, but his last start against the Phillies, 14 strikeouts, driving the fastball through Wilson Ramos, 96-97. He had tremendous command of the fastball. The curveball was good. The changeup spectacular. We're looking for some more good things from Steven today.
14 Phillies up and 14 Phillies down in that ball game. He had struck out 13 in his game before that and only 2 walks over that time. So Strasburg at 9-7 with a 3.98. How about some double-digit win action this afternoon?
Brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Team store is rocking before this Sunday afternoon game. Yeah, only one more Sunday at home this season.
So the Nats a long homestand ahead still, trying to take care of business every single day. 78 degrees, it's beautiful, 46% the humidity right now. It is very sunny. Outfielders will have to deal with that and some clouds floating by here and there. Christian Yelich has been hot. He's 6 for 13 in this series. Since the 1st of July, he's batting .330, and over the last month, even better. In fact, on the road, he's hit .402 in his last 21 games. So he's healthy again, knee problems behind him. And this young outfielder has the potential to be one of the exciting young players in this league for a couple of years to come. Steven Strasburg, 23rd start against the Fish.
Yeah, struck out a career-high tying 14 last start at Philly. Allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk over obviously a dominating 8 innings. Last start, his fastball was averaging 96 miles an hour. He threw the changeup 20% of the time. That's the 3rd highest percentage he's thrown it this year. He's ready.
I like it. Harper fan ready for action. So's Bryce, who's 4 for 10 in this series with 3 RBIs. We'll see him in the bottom of the 1st inning. For now, it's D. Gordon chasing Bryce in the batting race at .332. Harper at .340. Swing and a foul. We're underway at 136.
That has to be the Marlins game plan today against Steven Strasburg. 27 strikeouts his last 2 starts. There's no need to wait around. You got to get on the first hittable fastball you see.
He's going to lay down a bunt. Deadens it well. Strasburg's got to be quick. No contest at first base. And D. Gordon is 4 for 4 in his first at bats in this series.
Not even that great a bunt, but it just goes to show you how fast D. Gordon is. He wanted that more to Yunel Escobar, and Steven Strasburg going away from the plate. D. Gordon flying down the first baseline. And you see him getting out of the box. He deadened it nicely. That was probably the best thing that Gordon did.
And how about D. Gordon with the old throwback socks going out there today?
Yeah, he's got the Vince Coleman going.
Yeah, the old stirrups. And here's Ichiro, who's had a rough series. That's a strike from Strasburg.
Just stay away from the tarp.
Yeah. One for 11 is Ichiro. 89 hits on the year. And against Strasburg, 4 for 7 with a run batted in. And he'll chop it to the left side. No balls, 2 strikes. Rookie umpire Adam Hamari has the plate. Angel Hernandez, Chris Conroy, and there's the crew chief Ted Barrett over at third base.
I mean, could you ask for a more perfect day for baseball?
This has been a fantastic week since the Nats came home from Philly.
This is just perfect.
Orioles will be here tomorrow night. Kind of weird when you think 3 more teams on this homestand after the Marlins. And this has been a 4-game series. Orioles, Phillies, and a game with the Reds. .52 steals for Gordon, second in the league to the 57 of the Reds, Billy Hamilton.
Only 2 stolen bases off Steven Strasburg all year.
And he's really tightened up that part of his game.
Yeah, only 4 attempts, too.
Yeah, the attempts tell you as much as the successes.
And that was a big problem a couple of years ago. You remember when Davey Johnson was a manager in 2012? It seemed like teams were running all over Steven, but he's paid attention to detail. You see how he checks the runner as he comes up to the stretch all the time. And
0-2. Swing and a miss. So 13, 14, and now 1 as far as the strikeout totals go. 1 and counting. Ichiro for the 47th time this year.
Yeah, first pitcher in Nats history, back-to-back 13K or more. And the first in franchise history since Pedro Martinez did it in 1997 twice. That was the year Pedro won the Cy Young for the first time.
Along with D. Gordon, hottest hitter lately, Christian Yelich. A homer, 3 RBIs, and 6 hits in this series.
Looked like a swing. Couldn't check it. Ted Barrett confirms. Strike one.
But you saw the first pitch curveball to get him off the fastball. Let's see if that continues here today. You can see Yelich ready for the heater.
No sign of running yet from D. Gordon. Marlins are 5th in the league in batting average, so they collect hits. Just without Giancarlo Stanton, they have a hard time scoring and, of course, hitting for power. Only the Braves fewer runs and home runs in the National League. One. Gordon started, then stopped. Ramos comes popping out from behind home plate after ball 2. Desmond and Turner, the double play combination today. And that ball drilled to left, and late with it was Yelich.
You talk about double play depth for a middle infielder, and you cheat in according to the speed of the runner at the plate. But if you're covering the bag on a steal with a plus runner, you have to cheat even more to be able to get there in time. And if you watch Trey Turner, he is so close to second base here. And that's A, to turn the double play if it should present itself, but B, to be able to get to the bag in time to beat D. Gordon there and put down a good tag. We saw the tag on Yelich the other night from Trey Turner. It might have been a game changer.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Off and running, and Ramos can't get a handle. That's number 53 for D. Gordon.
Pretty good jump by D. Gordon here, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of a rolling lead. And look at the long strides and picking them up, putting them down. And Ricky Henderson used to know exactly how many steps, and I can't recall it right now. It would take him to steal second. I would guarantee that D. Gordon is right there with Ricky Henderson. It seemed like he was there in a second.
3-2 to Yelich now, who has driven in 40 runs. Christian Yelich 3 for 19 career against Strasburg. 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, 1 RBI. And he gets in for the 10th time. First 2 outs in this one, swinging K's.
You know, Major League Baseball teams will have a thing called optional batting practice where guys can show up if they want. They don't have to come out. The last 2 starts for Steven Strasburg is optional gloves on defense. I mean, he's striking everybody out.
Justin Bour, big series for him. 5 hits, 4 batted in.
A.K.A. George Mason. Let's set the defense for the Nats behind Steven Strasburg today. Worth, Taylor, Harper the outfield. Desmond Escobar left side. Turner Moore right side. And Wilson Ramos behind the plate. And Trey Turner getting the start at second base today.
Modified shift on. Turner a couple of steps into right field. And Justin Bour hit a home run off Steven Strasburg. 4 for 10 career. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. That's the changeup. 2-0.
First base open. We'll see if Steven Strasburg gives in here or decides to pitch around Justin Bour.
Yeah, a guy with over 100 strikeouts. Right-handed batter Ozuna on deck. 2-0. Fastball crackles in at 97.
That's been, I think, the main reason for all the strikeouts is you have to respect the 97 with location. Secondary pitches have been off the charts, but so has the fastball.
And Bour reaching for it, pulls it. Trey Turner. That's it for the Marlins, top of the first. First time the Nats get a scoreless top of the first by a starter in this series. On TV. So 20 years fewer than Ian Desmond, who turns 30 today. Wow, what a weekend. Colco, Gio, and Desmond all turning 3-0. Amazing. Things come in threes, huh? Bryce Harper, amazing. Last 16 games, last 100 games, last 145 games. Just unbelievable what he's doing. In September, 414, 10 homers, 21 RBIs. 16 walks, 21 runs, and he has 48 multi-hit games, 5th in the National League. 23-year-old rookie Justin Nicolino against the Nats for the first time.
Here, last start on the 14th against the Mets. No decision, went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits, gave up a couple of taters, threw 93 pitches, 73 for strikes. Fastball, cutter, curveball, change the arsenal. And I knew Michael Taylor would swing at the first pitch. He usually does when he's leading off. Not afraid to pitch in with the fastball is Nicolino. He's got a soft rolling curveball. Changeup kind of fades away from righties.
And that ball bunted in the air makes it an easy grab for the pitcher.
We said the defense for the Marlins behind Nicolino. Yelich, Ozuna, Ichiro the outfield. Rojas, Dietrich left side. Gordon, Bour right side. And Telis behind the plate.
Yeah, Tomas Telis, acquired from Texas.
It's a big league name.
And by the way, we talk about Marlins hitters being better on the road than they are in spacious Marlins Park. Well, this is a pitcher who's just the opposite. His road ERA in smaller ballparks is 1.69. Limited sample. Only 9 big league starts. But hittable so far at 281. Escobar, 2 hits, 3 walks in this series.
Well, to your point, at Cincinnati, at Milwaukee, those are hitters' ballparks. Yeah. So they're doing something right by keeping the ball down.
Escobar checks in 4th in the league still, in a tie with A.J. Pollock of Arizona at 319. One of the things we don't talk about a whole lot, but he's been in the top 10 for a couple of months, is an on-base percentage. Escobar at .377, 7th in the league. 3-0 pitch. Limited sample, but tough for rookies when they go on the road and get clobbered. At least he's got something to work with there. And Escobar takes the walk. 41st time he's taken a free pass. So the on-base percentage goes up a click, and there's a runner aboard for Bryce Harper.
3-1 changeup down. Not even close. You see Talisa's glove hitting the ground. Not going to get that call. And now you never want to walk anybody in a major league game, but you sure as heck don't want to walk somebody to get to Bryce Harper.
We'll talk yesterday about Bryce's success against left-handed pitchers. Took him a couple of times. Hit that sac fly against Brad Hand. And then in the 7th inning, the long home run against the right-hander Kyle Bearclaw.
Taken all the way.
313 against lefties. Killing right-handers. It all adds up to 340. And Harper strokes one out to center. Ozuna playing deep, can't come in and get it. Tried to wave his glove to Deke Escobar, and Bryce Harper collects his 164th base hit. So Gordon and Harper 1 for 1 today.
I mean, when you're having that magical season, they all fall. I mean, Bryce Harper hits this one right off the end. And when you have 41 home runs, watch the jump by Ozuna. Nothing you could do about that one. There goes the no-hitter. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Appreciate that.
Evidently just hopped off the Masson yacht and took in a ball game today on his way back to the Hamptons.
The creepy smile on Captain Obvious was priceless.
Where's Gilligan? Jason Worth just 2 hits in the series, but in typical Worth fashion, on base 6 times in 3 games. Nats trying to jump on top for the first time in this series in the early innings. And Worth will crank one to center. It takes off on Ozuna, and it's over his glove. Escobar scores. Harper right behind him. D. Gordon with the relay. It's on target, but it gets through, and Bryce scores, making it 2-0. And Jason Worth is animated at third base. Bryce took a shot there from the catcher.
You see, Talisa's pants are ripped. A big tear in his pants, and the Marlins trainers are out to take a look at that. And you see Ozuna fooled by the extra gear on the Jason Worth line drive, and Bryce stuck his cleat right in his quad. Throw took him into the plate. He wasn't there initially. That was a clean play by Talise. He was out in front of the plate. Jason Worth fired up at third base. And the Nats take a 2-0 lead. And let's check out everybody and make sure they're okay. Bryce kind of limped back to the dugout. Talise definitely has a spike mark in his right thigh.
I'm going to put some tape or something around that.
Well, he'll change pants. Players have 2 or 3 pairs of pants. He'll change after the inning. But you see the rip right there from the Bryce Harper cleat. And there's the spike mark.
So it's a double, third on the throw. Ian Desmond with a chance for a birthday RBI. Not wasting any time. Worth now has driven in 40 with that 2-run drive. Nats have trailed 2-0 in every game of the series until right now. One out, infield way in. Desmond high in the air out to center. That ball's going to carry pretty far. Worth tagging. Ozuna with all those momentum coming in. No chance. 3-0. Happy birthday, Ian Desmond, with RBI number 60. Taking care of business.
Well, good at bat by Ian Desmond. Got something elevated. Exactly what you're supposed to do. Hit it to the middle of the ballpark. Jason Worth, who hustled to third base, scores on the sac fly, 3-0. I think Ian's shaking his head right there because in his mind, he's thinking that ball should be in the camera well in center field. But still, a great at bat by the Nats shortstop.
(31-14) went on top in the first inning. Wilson Ramos thinking other way. Bryce Harper has scored for the 114th time. One more than Josh Donaldson. Part of that crazy Toronto offense.
So Bryce first in homers, first in average, fourth in RBI.
And Ramos gone. Big first inning for the Nats. A walk got it started. Harper a base hit. Worth the big blow. Desmond sac fly.
Over his last two outings, we've talked about the numbers. 13 plus strikeouts in both of those two games. It's been really good in those two outings, but let's stretch this back a little bit. Over his last 7 outings since coming off the DL for the second time this year, a 2.38 ERA in those 7 outings. Opponents batting 169 against him and better than a 12-to-1 strikeout to ratio. The key there, according to Steve McCatty, talked to me yesterday, said it's just health. Steven battled so much injury stuff early on in the season and obviously into the season, so that the fact that he's been able to be healthy these last couple weeks has been huge for him. Matt Williams says fastball command, as FP was talking about in the first inning. If Steven can spot that fastball down in the zone for a strike, really opens up those secondary pitches for him.
And with our Coons.com sideline report, when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Throwing as well as he ever has in terms of power and command right now. So here's Marcell Ozuna. 2 hits, 1 RBI in the series. Strasburg first inning, 15 pitches, 10 strikes. Ozuna has done some damage against Stevens. 7 for 19, a homer, 5 RBIs.
But, I mean, just watch his delivery. He's really driving the fastball through Wilson Ramos. And you remember early in the season when he was kind of finishing his delivery all over the place, falling toward the third base dugout, consistently flying open. What does that mean? It means I have a chance to see 95 to 98 a lot longer when that front side flies open. So I could recognize fastball as a hitter a click sooner, but look how he keeps that front shoulder buried and is driving it toward the target. Now the 98 plays 98 because I'm not so sure about it. I'm picking it up a click later. And when it's that fast, that little click at 98 is the difference of me firing off a swing, me taking it right down the middle, or me being late on the fastball.
3 out of 4 outs on strikeouts. Here's Derek Dietrich. He's had a good series, 3 for 9. A walk. He's been hit by a pitch, on base 5 times. And Strasburg with the changeup misses outside, 2-0.
Reset, step off the mound.
And he misses up and away, 3-0. Took a little bit off to throw a strike, 96. Got a guy all geared up. A little late. Jeep takes us inside some numbers. So look at this. Steven Strasburg this year striking out 37% of the hitters he's facing. Post All-Star break all time, Pedro 41%. Then of course the dominant Randy Johnson and Pedro again. Elite company, but he throws a 3-2 fastball upstairs. Marlins had their first walk, second base runner. That's only Strasburg's 3rd walk against 30 strikeouts in his last 2+ starts. Next up, the shortstop, Miguel Rojas.
Well, you talk about what the Nats need to do, obviously win. The Captain Obvious back on camera, he'll tell you that. But I always thought that 90 win mark was key. You know, obviously you get one game at a time, win today, but 77 wins on the year. If you can win 13 of your remaining games and you win 90 games, that's usually the benchmark to flirting with, if not getting in the postseason. And that's a tall task, but it's not impossible with the way this ball club is playing and with who they're playing.
Orioles have had pitching issues. They're coming in here tomorrow. Then the Phillies. One game with the Reds. Back to Atlanta before at New York. And that's a wild pitch. It'll move Dietrich to second base. Not a whole lot Wilson Ramos could do about that. Only Steven Strasburg's 3rd wild pitch of the year. Miguel Rojas, a good series. He's had 4 hits here. He's on a 5-game hitting streak with 7 base hits.
So 13-1. I'm in.
To get to 90.
Yeah.
Well, at least you would make the Mets win half of their games to beat you if you do that. They're sitting at 84.
I think the best case scenario is you want to be 3 back going into that if you can. If you can. And 4 back would be torture.
Two with 1 out. That is some serious jammage right there. And
Desmond picks it up with a runner flashing by. 2 outs. Number 8 hitter coming up. Into the 2 o'clock hour at Nationals Park. 3 runs in the first on an Escobar walk, a Harper base hit, a Worth 2-run double, and an Ian Desmond sacrifice fly. BCFP, DK, and game 4 against the Marlins. Nats trying to make it 3 out of 4 against them, and they're trying to win 7 of their last 8. There's the young catcher, Tomas Telis. Three-player deal. Sam Dyson, one of the Marlins relievers, to the Rangers on July 31st.
Yep, fixed his pants, went in and got a new pair. For those of you who don't know, baseball players, major league players, usually have about 3-4 pair of pants in their locker. One used for batting practice, one for the game.
That ball ripped.
Maybe one are tapered a little different if you want to go high socks one day. Maybe some are longer. So you have all kinds of options, all kinds of fashion options if you're a big leaguer. In the minor leagues, you just have one pair. And you sew them all up and you wear them in batting practice and you wear them in the game.
Telis went 2 for 11 with a couple of RBIs with the Rangers before the trade. Reported to the Marlins AAA in New Orleans, hit .333 there in 13 games. He's got some offense to his game. He was hitting .291 at Round Rock earlier this year when the Rangers called him up. 2-2 pitch to the left side. Escobar can't reach it. Desmond can. And Tyler Moore unable to dig it out on the backhand side. And to second base goes Telis. Probably with an RBI single and an error on the throw. Just like that, 3-1.
Tyler Moore doing a nice backhand effort there, but he just came off it a little bit. I thought that was a good play by Ian Desmond. And looking at it again, maybe a pickable ball for Tyler Moore. Short hop though. Trying to glove that. That's a tough error for Ian Desmond because he did pretty much everything right. That's a tough throw going across your body to get there in the air.
That it is. Justin Nicolino is a big league hitter, 1 for 18.
Still would like to see a stat that showed how many errors Adam LaRoche saved Nats infielders over the years he was here. I'm going to say it was 5,216.
I'd put it at, I don't know, what do you think, 15 to 20 during the year? At least 10?
Maybe more. Just, I'm talking tricky short hops. He's just so soft with the glove. I've never seen anybody better at picking the baseball at first on bad throws than Adam LaRoche.
One-two pitch to Nicolino. Strasburg blows it by him. 4th strikeout. Marlins pick up a run on a walk, a wild pitch, and an infield hit.
It's game on. 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And in case you missed it, Jason Worth and the guys came out hacking off Justin Nicolino. Yunel Escobar walked, Bryce Harper bloop single to center, and then Jason Worth a rising double into the right center field gap. That would score everybody. A little collision at home. Talise loses half his pant and gets a nice spike mark for his efforts. And Bryce Harper looks like he's okay, and that's where we're at. 3-1 Nationals.
Tyler Moore got the offense going last night. Things were a little quiet till 1 out, 5th inning.
Tyler Moore got him on the board. His 5th home run of the year. Made it 2-1. Had a double later in the game. Had a nice day yesterday. 2 for 4, solo tater, double and a walk.
And here's an updated number on Tyler as a starter this year. That was his 30th start of the season. He's now hitting .246 with 3 home runs and 20 RBIs when he starts a game and gets 3 to 4 ABs. And by the way, that was ruled a 2-base error by Ian Desmond on the ball by Talise. So no hit, no RBI. He also makes the run unearned. And Tyler Moore with a fly ball to Marcell Ozuna. Kind of turning sideways there a little bit.
I think you could question that scoring decision. Come out to Nats Park on Friday, December 25th. Nats take on the Phillies. 7:05 start. It's touchdown Jordan. First 25,000 fans receive a bobblehead commemorating Jordan Zimmerman's no-hitter. That's presented by Geico. Visit nationals.com to purchase your ticket right now.
Trey Turner has pinch ran a couple of times in this series. He's also had a base hit. So as a big league hitter, 2 for 12 in 17 games. Couple of steals. So do you want to feel old? Watch this shot.
Sure, Bob.
22 years old on the left, 23 years old on the right, and they both look like they're facing each other in high school. A couple of baby-faced young men here.
Anything else you could do during the broadcast to make me feel old would be welcomed.
Okay, let me think.
Yeah. And I'm sure
you've been out of the big leagues for what, 14 years now?
Would love to feel old.
14 years beyond your career? 3-1. They don't want to walk him. They have seen his speed on display in this series. And Trey Turner will go right field line, and the ball slicing out of play. Showing some pop there with an extended swing. Busted bat, and D. Gordon is there. Strasburg coming up with 2 outs.
Time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo using hashtag NatsCouchCam, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. That's brought to you by T-Mobile.
Must have been upstairs. 2-0. Strasburg 3 for 31 this year. 141 career hitter. Yeah. He made first contact with it, picked it up, and the kids are all excited.
He gave it to Mini Scherzer.
Well done. Strasburg late. Right to the edge of the dugout where Matt Williams and his crew are. Mark Wiedemeyer on the left, Randy Knorr in the middle.
Heads up, gentlemen.
Wow.
I'm not going to say ugly finder. That would just be wrong.
I think he just did.
Whoops.
Strasburg gets around late and over to Pickett. D. Gordon. Nats go in order, bottom of the second. So in the third, each team goes top order. 3-1 Washington. One ticket offer for fans who attended a Nationals game in '05. Present a photo of yourself at a 2005 Nationals season game, or a photo or hard copy of a ticket from 2005 to the Nationals Park box office. Only for any remaining home game is that redeemable for this season. Some restrictions and select seating areas apply. So, got to be RFK. Not going to fool us with any pictures of Nationals Park. Well, Mom's got the crew all organized at the ballpark today. Gordon, Suzuki, Yelich against Steven Strasburg. Top of the third inning.
Gang's all here.
He looks like he really needed a day at the ballpark after a rough week at school.
I met a little fella yesterday, probably 4 or 5 years old, Cart. He's with his mom. They were on the field for batting practice. They live here in Navy Yard. And they have the chocolate sauce, the chocolate syrup ready for every walk-off at home. He insists before he goes to bed every night that if there's a walk-off, they do the whole chocolate syrup thing. Then he has to get in the bathtub and shower off at home.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Look what Max Scherzer has done to our kids.
They're sitting at home doing the chocolate syrup.
That's funny.
Great.
How long could it be before a bucket of filth becomes a routine at somebody's house?
I think that would be great.
Top of the third, D. Gordon, a bunt base hit first time. He just dropped one right down in front of Steven Strasburg and ran like the wind to first base. D. Gordon in this series 5 for 13. They'll get him in the air on this one. Desmond goes out. Worth coming in. Jason the call, and he takes it on the move. Kind of interesting about Gordon in this series. He's 4 for 4 in the first inning and 1 for 9 the rest of his at-bats. Actually 1 for 10 now with that pop-up. So here's Ichiro, who's 1 for 12 here, and then Christian Yelich. Never seen Ichiro swing and miss as much as he has here lately. But a lot of guys are doing that against Steven Strasburg, who has 4 strikeouts already.
Jordan Zimmerman broke him down with a 2-strike curveball yesterday. Maybe a slider, I'm trying to remember, but actually fell down.
Ichiro not biting, 2-1. Marlins signed him at the end of January to a 1-year deal. There is some talk he might come back to them. We'll see how the offseason goes for them and for him. Giancarlo Stanton comes back next year. Their outfield is Yelich, Ozuna, and the big fella. That's a great fastball to the inside edge. Mercedes-Benz will track number 5.
Yeah, just paint here everything else away. Then Steven runs it back at 97. But if you could put something in Ichiro's contract, like if you could stay at 2,999 hits for at least 2 homestands, so that we could fill up the ballpark and everybody hoping to see your 3,000th, then we'll sign you back.
Interesting idea. I'm pretty sure that one would have to pass over the commissioner's desk for approval.
That's a sneaky under the table deal that doesn't become public.
0-1 pitch. Yelich takes it a little bit outside. Steven got him swinging first time up. He'd let one rip there at 97, up and in. There's the changeup.
You talk about his injuries this year. That ankle thing in spring training is a big deal for any pitcher, because you know, the first half of the season he's landing on that thing, and is it, you know, how's it feeling? Are you worried about landing on it free and easy? Are you waiting for it to shoot some pain in there? Is it as flexible as it used to be? All these different things probably going through his mind, and now that ankle's healthy, you can see him really just driving through the target. And everybody late, they're swinging through fastballs, and if you remember early in the season, all the talk was what's wrong with Steven Strasburg, and they were hitting his fastball. Well, you know, there was a number of things wrong, and it had nothing to do with baseball. It had everything to do with health.
Up the middle, deflecting, and that's a base hit for Christian Yelich. That'll get Justin Bour to the plate here in the 3rd.
Not hit that hard, but well placed. You see Steven kind of with his back to the plate, gets him off the leg, I believe, ricochets to a perfect spot. And he's shaking his head because he feels like he should have had it. I don't know, that was not an easy play.
Christian Yelich now 7 for 15 in this series. Our first basemen are kind of tired of talking to him. Justin Bour, ground ball to Trey Turner, right side, first time up. I mean, he put that fastball right where Wilson Ramos had his mitt, outside edge of that plate. And Bour pulls it hard. Runner had to hold up to get it through. Yelich is still going to go for 3rd. Bryce Harper throws a rocket over there, cut off by Ian Desmond. And a pair of 2-out hits by Yelich and Bour. 2 ground balls that found the right places.
And got that changeup and just stayed through it, rolled it over in the hole. And Yelich easily into third base. Good job of hitting the cutoff man. So first and third, 2 outs. George Mason with another hit.
In this series, he's 6 for 14. Here's Ozuna, who could not react to a Strasburg fastball first time. Took it right down the middle to strike out. Dangerous, though. He has struck out 104 times in 410 at-bats. And he drills that one, and Turner has it. Ooh. A rocket intercepted. 2 stranded. Marlins have left 4. Mingo, PNC Bank for the Achiever in You with a minor league report on Victor Robles. So at the Gulf Coast League level and Auburn, 352. Lots of runs, and he can run. MLB.com calls him the best hitting prospect in the lower part of the Nationals organization, and that's saying something. Keep your eye on Victor Robles next year. Hagerstown and Potomac in his sights. Michael A. Taylor tried to bunt his way aboard first time and popped it up to the pitcher. He's ripping this time. It's a soft 2-hopper out to Miguel Rojas for the first out, bottom of the 3rd. Escobar and Harper the next 2. Just looking at Unell's numbers over the years, he's hit as high as 14 or as many as 14 homers in the big leagues. That was with the Braves when he had that personal record in hits back in 09 that he has now equaled. 159. He had 11 with the Blue Jays in 11. And then 9 with them in 12 and 9 with the Rays last year. Actually 9 and 13 and 7 last year. So he's right about where he usually is. And he powers one to left field. 2-hopper off the wall. Christian Yelich up with it, making the throw in, and Escobar slides in and he's out. He called himself safe, but Chris Conroy called him out.
He gives the headphones. I don't think I've seen that this year. He called himself safe. Let's take a look at it. We're way up here. It looked like he was safe live. Good throw by Christian Yelich. Good tag by D. Gordon, but I think his foot might have got in there. And watch the crew chief, Yunel Escobar, with the call. And then he wants the headphones. I think his foot got in there. What do you got, Carp?
Let's see.
Negative.
Oh, I see the glove bending before he got to the bag.
They got him. He got it right.
Yeah, he was out. Single, and then 7-4.
Good tag by D. Gordon. And played well off the fence by Christian Yelich. And Yunel Escobar has been hampered with some hamstring tightness. That might have been the difference in a single and a double.
So Christian Yelich picks up the outfield assist. Bases empty, 2 outs for Bryce Harper instead of a runner in scoring position.
I mean, entertaining, if nothing else. The funny thing about Bryce Harper's MVP campaign, and people at home might shake their heads at this as you look at the batting average of the National League leaders, is I don't think I've ever seen anybody have such an amazing year and miss his pitch so often. He has fouled back balls that he gets so frustrated at. They're right down the middle, but what he does is so well is he stays with the at-bat after that.
And Harper got jammed on that one. He's busting it down the line. D. Gordon will underhand toss him out. A base hit, but Christian Yelich, 6th outfield assist, keeps the Nats off the board. And we wave ours to salute them. It's all brought to you by DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. Our DynCorp International Troop Recognition. Umpires all part of it as well, and that's fantastic. Dietrich, Rojas, Telis, top of the 4th. Got a fastball just inside to Derek Dietrich, who walked with 1 out in the 2nd, ended up scoring on that bouncing ball by Taylor when he and Desmond couldn't quite get it to Tyler Moore.
So coming to this inning, 56 pitches for Strasburg, 37 of those fastballs, 9 curves, 10 changeups.
That ball, the 2 sounds you heard.
Oh, it hit him.
The ball, if it didn't hit him, it skipped into Ramos's mitt.
I thought I heard ball hit Dietrich, ball hit dirt, ball hit Ramos's glove. 3 sounds. It was a click, click, click.
He's not selling it.
Hard to tell if that got his shoe.
Now the Marlins dugout and video room checking that one out. They will not challenge. Can't extend enough to get to that one. Nissan will track the 96.
Fastball up and away with a little bit of rise to it almost, it looked like.
And he spins that breaking ball that's fouled.
Just think the tempo of the game is so important when you have a lead, especially in a day game after a night game. You want your defense standing out there as short as possible. You want them right back in the dugout. So when you have a lead, get it and go. Pound the strike zone. Get me back in the dugout. Give me a chance to add on some more runs for you. So it's always important for me for a pitcher to have a good pace, but especially in a day game, especially when it's warm. It's not warm today, but especially when it's hot. But when you have that lead, get me right back in the dugout. Get out there, get it, put a sign down. Let's go. Let's keep this momentum thing going and make that 3 a 5 and a 7 and a 9. And you know that's how you keep the momentum on your side.
Swing and a miss. Strasburg with number 6.
Yeah, Dietrich having trouble getting to the Strasburg fastball, and once again you see how he's just driving it. I mean that release point's a perfect example through the target.
Well, remember the stat, he was striking out 37% of opposing hitters. Today it's 60%. 6 Ks out of 10 hitters. Miguel Rojas and Tomas Taylor, the 7-8 combo coming up here. And that's right up the middle by Miguel Rojas, who now has a 6-game hitting streak. 5th hit of this series. Orioles are coming. It'll be Ubaldo Jimenez and Gio Gonzalez tomorrow night. And then Tuesday night, Tanner Roark and Chris Tillman. Max Scherzer goes for the Nats Wednesday. Orioles have not decided yet who's throwing Wednesday. Off day Thursday, and then you're seeing the start of the Phillies series next weekend. There they are, pitching matchups for the Orioles at the Nats. Nationals won 2 out of 3 there right before the All-Star break. Strike 1 to Tomas Taylor.
At that time, I thought the Orioles were the best team in the East. I thought they had the most talent. Told Dan Duquette as much when we were there, and the Blue Jays just made all the right moves, didn't they?
Orioles team ERA over 4. They have the 5th highest ERA in the American League. All the offense you could want, as usual, with that ball club.
They're 7-3 in their last 10, so they're playing some good baseball coming in.
Yeah, they're ahead of Tampa Bay again today. They've won the last 2 games in that series. And they've still got wild card hopes. Pretty good rip by Taylor. Baltimore's 4.5 in the wild card race, but they've got a lot of teams in front of them. Cleveland, Minnesota, Angels, Astros, Yankees, from bottom to top. These Miami hitters have been battling Steven today, fouling some pitches off. Yeah, 6 strikeouts, but they've extended some of these at bats. Strasburg has, on his next pitch, will be the same number of pitches he had through 5 innings at Philadelphia. One-two pitch, bouncing ball, right side. Actually, a hard rolling ground ball, and Turner got it to Desmond to turn the 4-6-3. That's what Strasburg needed, a quick end to his 4th inning. George and Tom out quickly. Cal is starting to look good.
Yeah.
Now he's in second.
Good stride going there.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's not looking good for George.
Oh, still needs some just for presidents, though. Tighten up those sides a little bit.
We are showing the entire race as Silent Cal comes home and gets the Curly W.
Nice.
Heard a great story about him the other day. He was at a dinner, and a lady came up and said, I have a bet with my friend that I can get you to say more than 2 words. He looked at her and said, you lose.
Really?
Silent Cal, few words, and a reluctant president.
I thought they're not supposed to talk at all.
Silent Cal. Jason Worth. hit the daylights out of the ball first time at Ozuna. It took off, went over Marcel's head, and the Nats got 2 right there, and eventually a 3rd run back in that first inning. Jason Worth is centering the ball so well the last couple of weeks now. 40 RBIs, hitting just under 300 his last 33 games now. That'll be strike 3 to retire him. And only the 2nd strikeout today for Justin Nicolino.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, it's Miller time later in today's game. That's brought to you by Miller Lite. Gorgeous.
Ran into a lot of folks today who wanted me to thank Ian Desmond and a bunch of his teammates for putting on a great show at Faith Day after the game yesterday. He ain't an outspoken guy and dazzled the crowd here, along with Craig Stammen, Steven Strasburg, Anthony Rendon, Blake Trinan. A bunch of Nats were watching from the dugout. Great night. Ian Desmond was front and center. Got his 60th RBI on his birthday with a sac fly back in the first. And he kind of tomahawks that one out to left. Having trouble with it for a moment, Christian Yelich on the full run and the sun. 2 outs. Good play.
Well, he knew he had the right angle and the right beat on it. About halfway there, he lost in the sun, but he stayed with it, didn't panic, and made a nice play. Just off the sweet spot for Ian Desmond. Just kind of muscles it out there. And if that's where Yelich loses it, doesn't panic, stays with it. Nice play.
Wilson Ramos, the hitter. Adam LaRoche was the guy who first got the Faith Day thing going a few years ago. And I asked Ian if he talked to his ex-teammate lately. He said, well, I tried to call Adam several times, and I found out he shot his phone on a hunting trip.
Not shocked.
He shot his phone.
He's not a cell phone guy to begin with.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you couldn't get him if he was in downtown D.C. or in the woods of Montana.
Where was the phone? That's the question.
Yeah, I know.
If it was in his pocket, he'd be on the DL.
Shot his phone.
Maybe threw it up in the air and was trick shooting. Missed that guy.
Yeah, a lot of guys do. Wilson Ramos caught looking first time.
Ducks, geese, pheasant, deer, and all wild animals in this area do not miss him, however.
Next time I see Adam, my phone's going to be in my briefcase. 2-2. Ramos reaches out and hits it off the end of the bat. Into right center, and look where D. Gordon goes to grab that.
Wow.
Now that is some range for a second baseman. Already infielder. The Nats go 1-2-3.
with 6 of them today. Suzuki on a fastball up and away. Looked like a curveball there to Yelich. Ozuna checking out the fastball as it goes by. Fastball into Ichiro for strikeout number 2 to Suzuki. And then Dietrich with a fastball right down the middle.
33 strikeouts now in his last 19 innings. Wow. Pitcher Justin Nicolino leads off, top of the 5th. 3-3-1 Nats, 1-4-0 Marlins, as the Nationals try to win the 4-game series, 3-1, trying to win their 7th out of their last 8, and hope for some help from CC Sabathia and the Yankees tonight. Served to the left side, and Ian Desmond over to grab it.
I want to see the stat cast on this D. Gordon play to see where he started and where he makes the catch. Because, I mean, you're talking about look where he's starting and watch where he goes for this. I mean, that's a long ways for a second baseman. He's in short right center field, a little behind the back flip. Day game sun over the shoulder, long way to go. Not a problem for D. Gordon. Watch him look it right into the glove. Beautiful play, unless you're Wilson Ramos. And then a little behind the back flip. What's not to like about D. Gordon's game?
The consummate leadoff guy. 187 hits on the year now. One ball, one strike.
I remember the first time I saw him take ground balls at Dodger Stadium. He was playing shortstop and he got called up. And we were in the first base dugout. And we were all ducking for our lives during batting practice because every other throw was in the dugout. And I think when you talk about his game, that was his weakness at the time, was playing shortstop. He went down to winter ball. The Dodgers were going to make him an outfielder. He came back from winter ball after playing outfield, and the Dodgers said, hey, we're going to put you at second base. So most guys would say, okay, well, I'll work on that in spring training. D. Gordon said, I'll go back down to winter ball this winter and work on second base before spring training. He went down there, worked on it, and now you see the difference. He's an above average defensive player, above average offensive player. I mean, his all-around game is as good as it gets at second base for me.
Strasburg gets him on a comebacker, 2 outs. D. Gordon, by the way, didn't play high school baseball until his senior year.
Toyota K's for Kids. The Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Cha-ching. D. Gordon was a great basketball player. Avon Park High School in Florida. Took up baseball as a senior, and look at him now. Ichiro swinging a foul.
Struck him out twice with fastballs, one up and away, one kind of bell-tie middle in. See what Steven Strasburg does here with 2 strikes to Ichiro again.
Yeah, that heater would look 100 after the off-speed pitch he just threw.
And let me know how many hat tricks Ichiro has in his career, because I guarantee you it's not very many.
Ramos wants it upstairs, got it there, a little bit outside. Swing, a foul tip on 96. 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, and a 1-2-3 for Strasburg, first time today. Sunday Smiles, brought to you by Hair Cuttery, home of the Smile Back Guarantee. No small print, just big smiles. And some bouncing smiles.
Yeah. More sugar.
Hi, Dad.
More sugar.
Well, he's got hops and he's got a Kentucky basketball shirt on. Tyler Moore slaps one to the left field corner, and it is at the base of the wall, foul. Just to the left of the line at the 3:36 mark. Two for four with a home run and a double last night.
Just, and I mean just foul.
Got the wall on the fly, caromed out, but to the left of the yellow line. And then Tyler gets a curveball. 0-2, bottom of the fifth underway. Moore, Turner, Strasburg. That's on top, 3-1. It's been that way since the second. The Nationals only have one hit, the Escobar single in the third, since that uprising in the first inning.
Ideally, you'd like to add on. You know, you score that 3 in the first, score a couple here in the fifth or the sixth. Now you have a ball club stand on defense that realizing they can't get back in it. Right now, it's a ball game.
So he didn't spit on the curveball. Then he takes the changeup, counts back even, 2-2. Upstairs from 0-2 to a really good at bat here. Tyler Moore is looking hitterish, getting these starts back to back.
So 2,346 games for Ichiro. He's gone hat trick, which is 3 strikeouts, 20 times. He's never struck out 4 times in a game. He struck out his first 3 times here today. It's pretty good.
That's pretty amazing. Tyler Moore hits that one on the nose. Out to Miguel Rojas, the shortstop, 1 out. Trey Turner coming up, and Dan has more.
Bob, Trey Turner has started slow pretty much everywhere he's been this season. 1 for 14 to begin his year at AA San Antonio in the Padres organization. 0 for 17 at AAA Syracuse, and 1 for 11 here before his single 2 nights ago. But he told me recently he feels more settled now. He's had to adjust to coming off the bench. So it's a lot more relaxing when you're starting. You know you're getting your 3-4 at-bats, when they'll be and who you'll be facing for the most part. It's a lot more thinking when you're coming off the bench as a pinch hitter.
Well, you've never done it. Your whole life you've been the man. You're playing every day. All of a sudden you get to the big leagues and you're playing once a week, maybe off the bench. It's a big adjustment for a young player. I don't think he's going to have to learn how to make that adjustment on a permanent basis. He's going to get his at-bats soon enough at this level.
22 years of age. Got the breaking ball, and he'll drop it into right center. 0-2 count and a base hit, his third in the big leagues. Well done.
That ball hit the grass. I looked down, and Turner had already touched first base. And I was wondering if he was thinking about going for 2. That's how fast he is. Usually, you know, you look down, and the guy's, I don't know, 6 steps from first. So it looks like the curveball from Nicolino, and Turner stays on it nice, stays through it, digs it out, and then watch Trey run. He's got that forward lean that all good runners have. Let's see if he has any notions of maybe going to third on a bunt.
Yes, right now Strasburg thinking about bunting him to second, and he will. Perfect 1-4. Steven Strasburg, 6th sacrifice of the year, 31st of his career, and now the Nats have a shot with Michael A. Taylor to get an add-on run.
Nice bunt by Steven Strasburg, getting some high fives in the Nats dugout. Nicely done. Talk about a pressure-free situation when you have Trey Turner at first base if you're sacrificing.
Yeah, just hit the ground anywhere. Michael A. has been on base 4 times in this series. 2 hits, 2 walks. He has an RBI. He's been aggressive early in the count today against Justin Nicolino. A couple of Florida guys battling here. Nicolino from University High School Orlando. Michael from Westminster Academy, Fort Lauderdale area. He's been clutch all year with runners in scoring position. Inside. Ninth in the league at .330. Taylor rips one to center. Ozuna right there. Had a little problem with it right at the end. So the Nats close to scoring again, but it's still 3-1 after 5. Steven Strasburg back to work. Top of the 6th inning, 7 strikeouts, 81 pitches, 54 strikes. Christian Yelich bounced a single off Steven last time up, struck out in the first. And this one to right. Bryce Harper backing up, now coming in, got a good early read on it.
Well, I haven't seen Santa Claus today, but he was in the yard yesterday. All my friends were asking me, why is Santa here? I said, well, Winterfest, duh, December 12th and 13th, Walter E. Washington Convention Center. Take photos with your favorite ball players. You can test your skills in a simulated baseball experience. Or you can take a picture with Santa. Call 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com/NATS Winterfest. You still got the decorations up out there?
Strasburg goes 81 to get a strike on the outside edge against Justin Bour. Bounced a base hit through the right side last time up. Marlins box score: a hit in the first by D. Gordon, a bunt. Only 3 since then. And the run came when Dietrich walked in the second. Went up to second on a wild pitch, to third on a grounder, and then scored on an error. 0-2 pitch. So Strasburg, in the last 20 or so pitches of his afternoon, you would think, as I mentioned, started this inning with 81. That's close, just missed the low and away. Last 2 starts against the Mets and at the Phillies, 7 1/3 and 8 innings. Mercedes-Benz shows you he's keeping everything away from this power guy. Up and away to strike him out, number 8.
Climbing the ladder with 96, and Justin Bour can't lay off. Right up in his eyes, he thinks he can get on top. You see him try to adjust the swing to tomahawk this. But with that velocity, you can just see how late he was.
Here's Ozuna. Struck out looking in the second and then hit that laser at Trey Turner that he caught with 2 men aboard in the third. High in the air to left. Jason Worth going back. He can only watch it as Ozuna sails one into the seats right above the bullpen, and it's a 3-2 game. That's his second career homer against Steven Strasburg.
Caught the curveball out front.
His 9th of the year.
And a first pitch curveball, trying to keep him off the first pitch fastball, but watch how he kind of stays back. And did Wilson Ramos get crossed up on that? Did you see Wilson's glove?
Yeah.
He went up to catch a fastball and then made the adjustment with the pitch. And I'm wondering if Wilson put down fastball and Steven threw a curve. Maybe we can rewind and check that out.
Here's Dietrich.
Watch Wilson's glove. He goes up to catch a fastball. This looks like a cross-up. And then he goes down real late with his glove.
Strasburg, 14 home runs given up in 112 innings now. And he jams Dietrich into a foul ball, 1-2. Did he go? No swing, says Ted Barrett.
He struck Dietrich out last time with a fastball. Strike 2 is 97 away, and strike 3 was 96 with a little plate on the inner half.
Pitch number 95 coming here in the 6th inning. and the hook catches the hitter looking. So Strasburg now, last 21 innings, 36 strikeouts.
A strong fan photo of the game. There it is. 2 thumbs up from some awesome Nats fans at the ballpark. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. It's brought to you by T-Mobile.
Well done, Lauren. Bottom of the 6th, Escobar, Harper, and Worth. Escobar on base twice, a walk, a run, a single, and then thrown out, trying to stretch it to a double back in the 3rd. Has a new career high with 160 hits. Nats box. Harper single, Worth 2-run double, Desmond sac fly 1st inning. That's it for the scoring. Since then, an Escobar hit in the 3rd, and Trey Turner, his 3rd big league hit last inning. Nats up 3-2 now, looking to add on. And Escobar will hack another base hit to left. He has been a hit machine this year. He's going to round the bag about 20 feet, and then when Rojas threatens to throw over, he holds up his hands and says, I'm going back.
Yeah, it was like I surrender. And last time, don't forget the single, he tried to stretch into a double and call them safe. Very entertaining at bat. This one, not sure what that means, but Yudel Escobar can hit. That's all I know. Maybe he meant he was staying at first this time and not testing him.
Yeah, I guess. Here's Bryce, 1 for 2. Goes up hacking. That ball spins and takes a about face almost on Dietrich. Escobar in the 3rd safely. And Bryce Harper. You got to rule that a hit. That totally changed directions because of the spin on Derek Dietrich.
I think I said this on his first at-bat. When it's your year, and you're having an MVP campaign, they all drop. And now this one, add a little English to it. Watch this. I mean, it hit, it checked up, and it went back towards shortstop. So not only are you having a 41-95 year, all the breaks are going your way. You cue one off the end of the bat. I don't think I've ever seen this before. That ball actually hung a right turn. And usually, Carp, when you're left-handed, you cue it, it hops toward the bag.
Yeah.
It doesn't hop back toward shortstop.
Bryce he must generate so much torque. Different things happen off his bat.
He's having one of those charmed years. Whatever he does is right.
Now the Nats a chance to get a run back and maybe more. Worth, strike one.
I've never seen this. When a ball's cued off the end of the bat, it usually goes this way. And watch this ball come back. Derek Dietrich's going to the backhand. He knows that ball's cued. He's seen this. Watch this. Instead of going toward third, it hits and goes back toward second. Never seen that. Yep.
2 for 3 today. 165 hits for Bryce.
It's all working. Even his miss hits or hits.
Oh-2 now. Worth has to battle. And he can't get to that one. 88 away. Strikeout number 3 for Justin Nicolino. Nissan will track it.
Well, he's looking for the ball elevated. You see where he's looking after the swing. He's trying to go the other way, but couldn't make contact with 2 strikes. And now the opportunity lands in the hands of Ian Desmond.
Here's Ian Desmond with a chance for another birthday RBI. Taylor steps out in front of home plate to give some defensive signals. The Marlins were played both in and available for the double play there a moment ago. Backed up a little bit. So Ian Desmond, 5 RBI games. He has 7 in this series. And the amazing thing is, 2 hits. He's made them count big. RBI walk yesterday. Sac fly in game 2. And then he had the 2-run homer and the 2-run single Thursday night. Everything he touches has a run attached to it. 2-0 changeup from the rookie left-hander.
Well, he's pitching for the double play. And Ian Desmond swinging for the fly ball.
.88 on the outer half. 2-2.
Backdoor cutter. He started off the plate and brought it back-ish. Did it come back? Watch the cutter start off the plate and just come back and get the outside corner.
Well, this must be how he pitches on the road, with poise. No matter what the Nats do here, he's waged a pretty good battle after a rough start. 2-2 to Ian Desmond. He goes upstairs to hack one straight back.
Surprised if they go cutter in here or change up. Crowd into it. They want to see that 4th run or more come across the plate. Cutter.
Yeah, that thing was cutting in on him.
Inside 3-2.
Well, maybe he tried to go in with the last two pitches to set up a 3-2 changeup that fades away. Let's see what Talise is thinking behind the plate right here. Changeup. They are throwing it.
3-2 with one out. Desmond doesn't bite, and the bases are loaded. Good at bat. Ian has shown so much more patience with the bat in the second half of the season. That's his 40th walk.
Well, same goes for Wilson Ramos right here. Something elevated, think about up the middle the other way. And the battle for Nicolino is trying to get a ground ball. He's going to turn over some changeups, maybe try to rush him in with that cutter.
When the Nats faced the Orioles on the last game before the All-Star break, Ian Desmond had 17 walks, and that was more than halfway through the schedule. Now he has 40. There's Wilson Ramos, and he's got to get the ball in the air somewhere here.
There's a cutter. Batting title meeting.
Yeah, D. Gordon 1 for 3, Bryce 2 for 3. And Ramos does elevate the ball out to right center for Ichiro. Escobar the runner. Ichiro will throw toward third. Bryce goes back so he doesn't run him 2 and out. And Escobar is home. Wilson Ramos with a 64th RBI, and the Nats have a 2-run lead back.
A nice piece of hitting by Wilson Ramos. That's how you drive in runs. Let it get deep, go the other way, elevate the baseball. Had a game plan, stuck with it. 4-2 Nats. Nicely done.
And that'll get the inning down to the hot swinging Tyler Moore. Sections 313, 314 right below us, having fun every time the Nats score a run. Now 2 more runners sitting out there with 2 outs. And Tyler Moore launches one to left. See you later into the bullpen. It is 7-2.
Bubblegum shower. Tyler Moore with his 2nd home run in as many days, 6 on the season. And you heard the click of the bat to baseball. Tyler Moore locked in.
And they're going to do it one more time below us. 5 2/3 for Justin Nicolino, and the Nats get him for 7 runs. Tyler Moore, 3rd hit of this series, 2 homers, a double, 4 RBIs.
just a moment, and they're fired up watching Tyler Moore go deep for the second time in as many days. His 6th home run this season, and it looked like he got a cutter right there. It just dropped the barrel on it, and it went far. Into the Marlins bullpen. Ian Desmond scores, Bryce Harper scores, Tyler Moore scores. So a 4-2 game turns into a 7-2 game with a 3-run shot. And those are the add-on runs you were looking for.
3 extra base hits in this series and 4 runs batted in. Trey Turner will face the right-hander Scott McGough. Pitched a scoreless 8th last night. He got Tyler Moore on a fly ball, Clint Robinson on a grounder, and Anthony Rendon on a bouncer. And Trey Turner faces him for the first time. Trey 1 for 2.
Let's see that fastball, 2-seam fastball from McGough from 94 miles an hour. Slider, occasional change to go with it.
And I guess it's worthy to note that even when the Nats led 3-2, there was nobody warming in the bullpen. Strasburg at 96 pitches, so he's set to go out there for the 7th.
Chilling, everyone.
Then Trey takes it outside, 3-2. Good at bat. He's on for the 2nd time. And Steven Strasburg can go up and take some hacks, or not, with 2 outs, however he decides to approach it.
Let it rip.
0 for 1, sacrifice bunt back in the 5th. Counts even, 1-1.
Say what, that Bryce Harper hit, still trying to wrap my mind around how that ball spun the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, unless this game's being played in Australia, I don't get it.
Well, we used to say in the pool hall, chalk's free. And that thing was like a cue ball hit on the side to create some English.
Usually it goes the other way.
I'd really be interested to ask Derek Dietrich what he thought.
Yeah, 99.99 times it goes the other way.
Strasburg's going to serve one to right. Ichiro thought about trying to throw him out. And Steven has his 4th hit of the year. 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. And Michael A. Taylor will be the 9th Nat to bat here in the 6th.
Yeah, line is moving here in the 6th. Steven Strasburg getting it on the act. Nice swing, and Ichiro had notions, but he bobbled it. And I don't think he would have got him either way. Strasburg hustling down the line. He saw that developing.
4 hits and 2 walks in the inning. And that is Jose Urena.
He had a little pressure sent towards New York for that Sunday night game, right?
Well, I think it's just a little, you know, the Nats saying, hey, we're going to win every day if we can, and you guys have at it.
I mean, if it's,
but we're not going to go away.
The Yankees find a way, and it's 6 tomorrow.
Mets will entertain Atlanta, by the way, while the Nats are playing the Orioles.
Greg Maddux, I think, is pitching.
I was thinking the Nats were looking into reactivating Maddux, Glavine, and Smoltz for that series.
I heard that. That's the word.
What a take by Michael A. 3-1.
Let it rip.
2 hits, 2 walks, and RBI in the series. Hit the ball hard last time. It was right at Ozuna in center. Well, so his runners in scoring position number went down a couple of clicks on that line drive. Turner was at second at the time. And the bases are loaded.
Line is moving. Offense is cool. All the sayings right now.
A couple of young guys, Turner and Taylor, dropping solid at bats on the right-hander, not biting and taking their bases on balls. Escobar started all of this with a clean base hit to left field. So Chuck Hernandez has made his visit. Escobar against McGuff 0 for 1. And on the day, he's 2 for 2 with a base on balls.
Well, this Eddie needs to continue to Bryce just for the fact that he's 5 shy of 100 RBIs. And if there's a way to get the bases loaded to Bryce Harper, not the worst thing in the world, right? You feel like he's going to get 5 more.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's a strange game. The opportunities.
That's ball 1, and that was McGuff's 35th. Or actually, the Nats have seen 35 pitches this inning. Escobar takes a strike. So his batting average back up to .321 with his 2 for 2 today. His on base percentage back up around .380 with a 3 for 3 day in that department. Escobar, he's going to plug the gap in right center. Michael A. Taylor is flying around third, and 3 runs will score without a throw. It's 10-2. Escobar clears the bases. I thought for a while Michael A. might catch Steven Strasburg.
He's drafting. NASCAR racing. And Escobar doesn't leave any RBI for Bryce except for himself. That ball's crushed into the gap. Taylor away from Marcell Ozuna. He had none chance. And watch Michael Taylor fly. As soon as this ball gets in the gap, this is where he turns on the heat. And he knows he's going to score. And there goes Steven Strasburg right in front of you. Boy, he was low flying right there. And Escobar, give me some love, everybody. I deserve it.
Nobody had to put on the headsets for that one.
He's fun to watch, boy.
So that's it. As the Nats knock McGuff around the ballpark. Didn't help his cause with a couple of walks either. And Washington 10, Miami 2. So that batting average now up around 322, 323. Nats by 8. They have exploded here in the 6th inning, highlighted by the Tyler Moore 3-run homer and the Escobar bases clearing double. Here's Rodell Lazo for Bryce Harper.
Fastball slider change. Bryce probably see the fastball and the slider. 5th game for Lazo. Lefties hitting 0.
5 men in a row have reached since the 2nd out made by Wilson Ramos on the sac fly. Bryce Harper had that crazy spinning base hit earlier this inning. He's 0 for 2 against Lazo. Lazo got him once in Miami, and then Bryce lined out to right field against him in that extra inning game the other night.
Oh, chant going on.
So Bryce sitting at 342 right now. Not biting, it's 2-0.
.342, 41, 95, 115 runs. There's really no debate in my mind.
Well, they bring in a lefty to face the lefty, and nothing's been close to a strike. .3-1 pitch, runner at second. And Bryce will take his 115th walk. On base for the 3rd time today. And the 9th time in this series.
DC Lexus dealers are donating $250 to Children's National Health System for every home run a Nats player hits this season. It's for a wonderful cause. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
Strike to Jason Worth, 1 for 3 with a 2-run double first inning. Worth high in the air, out to left for Christian Yelich. The Nats will drop a 7 spot on the Marlins in the 6th inning. Tyler Moore homered yesterday to start a long inning. He homered in the middle of a long inning today. It's all Nats now by 8. in 31 games as a starter this year. Big blow of that 7-run 6th inning, and the Nats tie a season high by sending 12 batters to the plate. Here's Miguel Rojas against Steven Strasburg, pitch number 97. Two 2-0, fastball up. Matt Grace just popped up and started working.
Eight-run lead, be aggressive. Really just don't change a thing. Been aggressive all day.
Then a ball hacked up the middle by Rojas. 2 for 3 today.
When a signed game-worn jersey right off the back of a Nats player. Visit Centerfield Plaza at Nats Park right now to purchase your $5 jersey off their back raffle tickets. All proceeds benefit the Washington Nationals Dream Foundation. Winners will be announced on Sunday, September 27th, as the Nats take on the Phillies. All right. Take that right off Steven Strasburg's back.
Tomas Telis. He will hit a high fly ball out to right center. Michael A. Taylor stalking it. He has it out at the edge of the track for the first out here in the 7th inning before the Marlins send up a pinch hitter. It'll be their young catcher JT Realmuto to hit here. In the series, he's 2 for 8 and 1 for 5 career against Steven Strasburg. And this one to the right side. Long run for Trey Turner. Tracking it. On the move. He'll catch it fair when he grabbed it. 2 down.
Most popular way to follow catches like that is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, statcasts, and live radio broadcasts. Get the MLB.com at bat app right now. Nice play, Trey Turner.
Go back up to D. Gordon. And Strasburg had him reaching. Gordon a bunt hit in the first. Fly ball, ground ball since. And outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So D. Gordon sitting at .332. Bryce Harper 10 points in front of him.
10 points is a lot this time of year with that many at-bats.
It is.
Especially the way Bryce walks, you feel like that's not going to fluctuate a whole lot. With the way teams are being careful with him, a bad day for Bryce is 0 for 2 with 2 walks.
Outside, says Adam Hamari. And the count 2-1. Strasburg trying to go 7 for the 3rd straight time. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
tried to come back, backed up a little bit.
Sometimes in the 7th inning, a guy will get that call, but it didn't happen this time. He's trying to go 7 for the 6th time in his last 10 starts. And he just took all the air out of D. Gordon's swing right there.
Turbo changeup right here. See if they go with it.
Crowd picking up on the fact that this might be Stevens' last hitter at 107 pitches. And how about 3 straight games with double-digit strikeouts? 13 against the Mets, 14 at Philadelphia, and 10 today against the Marlins.
Or just country hardballing with some high heat.
Strasburg from San Diego country just goes roaring into the Hyundai 7th inning stretch. It's all Nats with his arm and the bats today. 10-2. Steven Strasburg does it again just when we wondered what he might have left after 27 strikeouts in 15 innings. He goes 10 strikeouts in 7 innings today. Back on his game. This is something that's a lot of fun to watch with him doing this.
It is. 37 strikeouts his last 3 starts. The ball club played as good as they played all year, and all of a sudden you don't want this season to end. You wish there was some more games on the schedule. I mean, Carp, they're clicking. They're playing great defense. They're pitching. They're raking at the plate. They're having good at-bats. The line is moving. And all of a sudden, you're running out of time, but you can take care of what you can take care of one game at a time. And it looks like they're going to take 3 out of 4 for the Marlins.
Well, you plug in some guys here and there. Anthony Rendon scuffling a bit this weekend, beat up. He gets a day off. Michael A. Taylor delivers. Trey Turner in the middle of everything on both sides of the ball. But how about a guy like Tyler Moore? What he's done this year, it's so hard to do, to produce when you're called upon, when you're not getting all those at-bats.
Yeah, and every time we see Tyler Moore start, he gets the job done. So a guy that you think could hit 30 home runs if he's ever given an opportunity to play every day is kind of showing everybody right now. It's nice to see him have some good games. The swing looks great. And I don't care who you're playing. This time of year, playing teams that are out of it can be dangerous because they want to take you home with them. So all of a sudden, they have something to play for. And they could be trap games. And the Nats have been taking care of business so far against the Phillies and the Marlins.
There's Donovan Solano, makes his first appearance of this series. He'll be in at second base as they call on Jose Urena. Urena in the ball game got roughed up on Friday night, 2/3 of an inning in the 8th. He gave up a couple of hits, couple of runs, and walked 2 guys. They're singing happy birthday to Ian Desmond right below us. I don't know if he can hear him or not.
Put some art into it. Let's go. All right. That's better.
Ian has celebrated his 30th birthday with a sac fly, a walk, a run scored, and a chopper that hits him before it hit the ground.
Didn't feel good.
Yeah, he took the swing that kind of tossed the bat down, hurting. You're right in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kenny and Desmond gone to begin the bottom of the 7th.
Which bobblehead is this? Oh, it's Calvin Coolidge. All right. September 21st, Orioles in town. 7:05 start. Wait, that's tomorrow. All right. First 25,000 fans, you get a Calvin Coolidge bobblehead. Presented by the White House Historical Association. Visit Nationals.com to purchase your tickets right now. So tomorrow, that guy in the form of a bobblehead.
Wilson Ramos hits one high in the air out of play to the right side. Boy, Calvin getting a lot of headlines this year.
He is.
First-year guy.
Yep. Really didn't even pay his due.
Be a tricky thing.
Rookie.
First rookie bobblehead for the Nats ever, Calvin Coolidge?
I don't know, but he's just inserted himself right into the whole deal with authority. Act like he's been here for 10 years already.
Ramos is swinging a miss, and Jose Urena comes out dealing. 2 Ks quickly, 7th inning. Tyler Moore, here he comes after that blast last time up.
Tyler's tater, let's check it out. 6th inning, gone. And he knew it as soon as he hit it. Watch the drop of the bat, head down, jog to first. Kind of like Tyler Moore's home run trot. It's classic and classy. Yeah, those usually go far to power hitters right there.
Tyler 1 for 1 with a base hit against Urena. 103 MPH on the way out of here. And this one popped back. Talese having a look. Has it. Right in front of the screen in the 1-2-3 7th. It's all Nats. 10-2.
13 strikeouts 2 starts ago, 14 strikeouts his last start. And then today, just filling up the strike zone again with 10 more. So 37 strikeouts, coincidentally, for number 37 in his last 3 starts. Who's better right now?
Hard to imagine anybody more efficient. So the game summary has Escobar a big day, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a walk. Tyler Moore, 4 RBIs in this series with a 3-run blast right there, and then Steven Strasburg dominant. Matt Dendecker on a double switch will bat 9th and play left field. Jason Worth gets off his feet for the rest of the day, and batting 4th. He won't be batting, but he'll be pitching, Matt Grace.
Yeah, fastball 91, slider 82, changeup 84. And his job right now, throw strikes.
According to the scoreboard here, it's a straight up switch, so we'll check it when the Nats come up in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Ichiro,
who's never struck out 4 times in a game. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 2,346 games.
Ichiro 1 for 2 against Matt Grace. He makes contact to short. Desmond backhand. Tyler Moore the stretch. Very well played on both ends.
Took a tricky little hop on Ian Desmond there at the end. Ball kind of stayed down on him. Maybe had to bend over a little more than he was anticipating. Pretty play, huh? Going away from first base, backhand to a sidearm throw right on the money. Beautiful play by Ian Desmond. Good stretch by Tyler Moore.
Grace facing Yelich for the first time. And the breaking ball hammered up the middle. Another 2-hit day for Christian Yelich, who has 8 hits in this 4-game series.
Not receiving mass and mobile alerts, ? Due to the new regulations, some Nats fans have stopped receiving mobile text alerts from Masson. To read, join, and receive in-game updates, team news, and exclusive prizes, just text the word Nats to 29292. Maybe it's that whole iOS 9 downloading thing, which I've been trying to do since about 8 o'clock this morning. It's not working. It is totally messing up my phone.
I've been having trouble with my rotary. 1-0 to Justin Bour.
With your paper cup string phone.
Those things, they wear out. Bour 1 for 3 in the series, 6 for 15.
Keep saying error.
2-1. Nissan will track strike 2.
Pretty good sinker at 93, so the fastball usually around 91. Matt Grace does a nice job of turning that over with a little hop on it.
On the corner. Grace with paint. 2 outs.
And watch Adam Amari go straight Power Ranger right here with strike 3. Wow.
Ozuna home run last time against Steven Strasburg. That was just 2 innings ago, and it made it a 3-2 game. The Nats answered, and they answered big. This ball out of play.
Souvenir for the little man. That's what I'm talking about. Pops is happy. Family's happy. Going home. A hero. Gotta love that, don't you?
He wanted to stay.
The foul ball at the ballpark.
They got it.
It might be the best thing about coming to a game. And then you got the story to tell all your friends at school.
Some of whom are watching right now.
His cell phone blows up with text. I mean, there's a story in every foul ball. And for a youngster to come to a ball game and get one, it's just magical. And there's no other way to describe it. To get a baseball at a game and to go home with a game-used ball.
He's acting like he's been there before. He's being very cool about it.
He's guarding it with his life.
2-2 pitch. Way inside. Christian Yelich should be running with this 2-out pitch as Matt Grace tries to put a 0 on the board and gets the Nats closer to their 3rd straight win. A ball drilled to right. Bryce Harper can only watch it as it scoots by and goes to the scoreboard. And Ozuna has his 2nd extra base hit and RBI of the day. It's now 10-3.
3 balls on the screws today. Remember that line drive to Trey Turner in the 3rd and the home run, and now that double, a riser to right center. Guy's got some pop. Live bat.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that should make this ball club very solid next year. Rafael Martin.
Well, that's what they thought this year, so who knows. I think it all starts with who's driving that ship, really.
Who's driving the ship, and how many games does the big guy get in right field?
Jose Fernandez's health. Do they go out and get some other guys to complement him?
Derek Dietrich is 0 for 2 with a walk. Giancarlo Stanton is still in the top 10 in homers and just out of the top 10 in RBIs, and hasn't played in forever. Popped up to the right side. Tyler Moore takes it. A run on 2 hits for the Marlins, that were going bottom 8 with the Nats on top, 10-3.
And let's show you Yunel Escobar's moments today. This one might have been the best one. Safe, no, you're out. Tried, good try. I mean, he tried to sell the call. And then in the third inning, just clean single. I'll stop at first. No more doubles. Wait, let me try that double thing again and clear the whole bases. Everybody on base. And then cheer for me, everybody. Cheer. You know, stand up. Give me some love, and he deserves it. 3 hits today, a double, 3 RBI. Great day going for Yunel Escobar.
Cole Gillespie will replace Ichiro in right field. Casey McGee at first. And then we turn it over to the kids. It looks like Turner, Severino, and Taylor. Bottom of the 8th.
All right, Severino.
Jose Urena still out there. Yeah, Pedro been with the ball club since the 1st of September. Hasn't had an at bat. He had 249 at Harrisburg this year. Turner reaching. Rojas knows he better be quick. 1 out. So here's the major league debut for the 22-year-old catcher from the Dominican. Nats signed him at the age of 17 5 years ago. A .235 career hitter in 5 minor league seasons. But here's the stat that kind of jumps out at you. 38% caught stealing in his minor league career from behind the plate. He can get it done back there, and he's very athletic.
Supposed to be some kind of player. I am more than excited to watch him play.
He stands 6'2", 200. .96 swing and a miss.
Nervous for him right now.
And he hits one hard to left. It's over Yelich. It's off the wall. He's going to hustle into second base. And how about that sound for your first major league hit in your first at bat? Almost hit it out of here.
First major league hit, and it was an absolute bullet. Thought he got him. Thought he shot him out of here. Check out the swing, folks. Short, compact. I think he thought he got him too there for a split second. About halfway up the wall, left center field. Hustles in for his first major league hit, and watch the reaction from the Nats dugout. Everybody going crazy. That just never gets old. Watching a guy get his first major league hit, that was awesome.
He hit 5 home runs at Harrisburg, and I mean, got all of that baby.
Pretty fired up. All right.
He has a batting average.
All right.
Michael A. Taylor 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. .02 now here in the 8th.
You gonna give him a copy of your scorebook?
I will be doing that.
A lot of people don't know that, but Bob Carpenter, when somebody has a big moment or their first major league hit or a no-hitter, he runs off a copy of his scorecard and gives it to the player in an envelope in his locker so that he can remember it the rest of his life. I think that's cool.
And the guys, the guys seem to like it, and the parents really like it. They got scrapbooks too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give them mine, but they can't read it. It's like, what is this? Huh? I don't know. Just it's here. Make it your floor mat in your car. Oh, I like that. I think that's neat. I wish someone would have done that for me on my first big league hit. Dave Van Horn.
Your old radio guy, 2 booths down. 0-2. Well, I've seen some of the radio scorebooks. Speaking of unreadable.
Hey, as long as you can read it, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Is you keep the score. But obviously, if you're going to give it to somebody as a keepsake, you can keep score however you want as long as you know what it says.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
And I never got a copy of my first game as an analyst in 2011 on opening day. I did get a nasty article written in the Washington Post about me, but other than that.
Yeah, well, you know what we say to that? Welcome to the booth.
The new guy stinks. It's 1 game. Give me a second. You got it? You do have it.
Yeah, we got shut out by Atlanta 2-0.
I want a copy of that. Let's go.
F.P. Santangelo, first game as big league analyst, and Michael A. Taylor is gone for the second out. He did go around. Derek Lowe beat Levon, and Craig Kimbrell got the save.
Look at you, got it right there. I want a copy of that.
Okay. 39,000 people came to not hear us on television.
If I remember right, it was 40 degrees and rainy.
Cloudy and 42 degrees at game time. All right. Now I got another one to copy.
All right.
We're good.
Cool.
I'll give it the same treatment over in the margin as I do for the guys.
Thanks. You can sign it, too.
No, I'm not going to sign it for you. I usually sign the envelope and just say congrats. Here's to another 2,000 hits. Pedro Severino.
That was a nice swing.
So here's Escobar trying to complete the perfect day with a walk, a single and a run, and then a 3-run double. He and Tyler Moore drove in 6 of those 7 sixth-inning runs.
So Escobar has 3 5-hit games this year and 0 4-hit games this year. Looking for 4 right now.
Yeah, that means he didn't settle for 4 or 5 times, huh? Or 3 times.
I mean, he don't give at-bats away.
His batting average is up to .323 now. So look out, Buster Posey, who started the day at .327. Giants are scoreless early with Arizona. Nats could have 2 of the top 3 batting averages in the league. Upstairs, ball 3. There's some of the ballpark who'd be happy to see Escobar do whatever as long as that guy gets another at bat.
And some in the booth, too.
Bryce has had a good day on base 3 times. Strike 2.
Looks like he might have been taken all the way.
There's a 4-hit day for Escobar. His 4th RBI. And Severino comes around to score, and he'll be warmly greeted in the Nats dugout. It's now 11-3. What a day for the offense.
You know Escobar can hit. Just flat out rake. And offense is cool. So his first 4-hit game of the year. Fastball up, 3-2 pitch, right back up the middle. And Pedro Severino scored his first major league run after his first major league hit, a ringing double off the left field wall. 11-3 Nats.
So here's Bryce, and he's up there hacking aggressively.
2 hits, a walk, 2 runs today. That ball hit way out in front of home plate.
Kind of a tired. We've been clapping all day and sitting in the sun for 4 hours. MVP chant going right now. Trying to get it rocking.
Harper to left and slicing out of play.
Nice catch. Nicely done. Bryce Harper foul ball.
The Nats have 11 runs on 11 hits. They've stranded only 3 runners today. And a 1-2, and that's a base hit. Look at where he guides that baby. Escobar heading for third. Harper to second. And now Bryce Harper has a 3-hit day.
Oh, my goodness.
Hasn't pulled the ball yet except for the grounder on which he was retired.
Hey, he's hit some balls hard all season long for outs, but today, maybe they're all coming back and equal it out. Bloop single his first time up. Squibber that went 8 different directions in the 6th inning for his second hit, and this one he just kind of serves down the third baseline. And like I said, when it's your year, folks, it's your year. They're all falling for Bryce Harper here today.
Literally right off the end of the barrel. So Matt Dendecker gets an at bat here after replacing Jason Worth in left.
So 342 just went up, Carp. What do you got? It's not on the scoreboard, so I'm asking.
To get it on the calculator.
Get your abacus out.
343 it is right now.
343. It's like college numbers.
But the on base percentage is now over 470. He's on base 47% of the time.
It's an historic season. It really is.
So Bryce with 3 hits today has 166. Escobar with 4 has 163. Right now Bryce is 4th in the league, pending what guys do today around the league. 2-0 to Dendecker, and he's hacking. That's going to put the Nats on the board again. Escobar home. Here comes Harper. The throw is cut off, and it's 13-3. Matt Dendecker checks in with a couple of RBIs. So the Nats have a 7-run inning and 2 3-run innings today.
Well, the Redskins win 24-10, and Nats are trying to catch him. It's a football score, 13-3.
Yeah, I thought the Nats defensive line was really good in this one. That's it. Going to the 9th. Nats about to win a series and making it 7 of 8. Quite a day at the Yard.
property of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Flag and offense. Not to mention Strasburg flying high today. Stevens about to get his 10th win of the year. Pedro Severino stays in to get some offensive action. And Joe Ross will get a taste of ninth inning pitching here. Trying to get the final 3 outs with the Nats up big.
Opponent's hitting .229 against the mid-90s fastball slider changeup combination. Good to see Joe Ross back out there.
Miguel Rojas has had a good day, 2 for 3. This will be Joe's second relief appearance. 13 starts, 3.75 ERA, 69 strikeouts in 74 innings, and the league's only hitting .229 against him. Hot shot out to second. Trey Turner. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight. Nats extra post game when this one's over. Presented by who but W.B. Mason. Tomas Telis, the catcher, and then Donovan Solano. That's a beauty. 95 low in the zone. And again, took a little bit off at 90. Gio against the O's tomorrow night. Ubaldo Jimenez. Nats knew him very well, of course, from the Colorado Rockies. And he's 5-1 career against the Nats with a 2.61 ERA. Always a tough guy, but he's got that sinker going. Over to third. Escobar, backhand. 2 outs. And Donovan Solano.
Some seeds. Go down there, grab some seeds, and go right back. There you go.
Strike one. Donovan has been replaced at second base, of course, this year by D. Gordon. He's only had 73 at bats all year. He was solid for them last year or two. Swing and a miss on a big breaking ball. $28,444, and have they been entertained today?
Good block by Severino.
Yeah, he's out there. It's a 0-0 game in the 9th inning for him. First big league inning behind the plate. Out to Desmond. Happy birthday, Ian. You and your teammates had a really nice win at home today. The Nats win the series. They take care of business. And with a little help from the Yankees tonight, have a chance to be 6 out with 2 weeks left. Let's see what happens.
Never say die, man. Never give up. Stranger things have happened in this game, and they're playing some of their best baseball all year. 7-1 in their last 8 games. Stay hot, Nats.
So Ross, 3 ground ball out. Strasburg, brilliant. Harper and Escobar.